Welcome to Kitchen Table TCG 2.0. Well, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. Thank you so much for being here. So excited to talk to you today about some future plans for the channel. This channel has always been a channel that just kind of went for it. When I started this YouTube channel, the only goal I had in mind was to open a cold foil shard on camera. At the time, they were $600. Oh, we did it. Oh, we did it. Oh, baby. I was like, oh my gosh, $600 for a card is insane. Could you imagine if I opened one up on camera? That would be so cool. So I just decided to record the videos and I posted them, and I ended up pulling a cold foil shard eventually after 5 or 10, 15 videos. And then, in the Flesh and Blood stuff started, taking off and viewers started coming in. I just did this random video of a collection tracker tracking the value of Crucible of War. Today is Saturday, December 19th of 2020. A sealed box is selling for about $450. And it just turned into this big thing, this big collection tracker thing that I did. And then because of some of that, the goal was then to quit my job. And I was able to grow this channel and the Patreon into something that allowed me to quit my job. And then I started a store, and things just radically changed for me. And it's been an incredible journey. It was awesome to be able to learn how to play Flesh and Blood in online events and then teach people how to play Flesh and Blood in online events with streams, and it was a lot of fun. It was always a channel that just went for it, giving people a place to be in the middle of the pandemic when people didn't have a place to play the game. And to be honest with you, this video is announcing that this seems to be as far as the channel can go with Flesh and Blood as the center of it. My life is so much more different now than when I started the channel. I have 2 more kids. We've had all the house stuff going on. Flesh and Blood is so much different than where it was when I started. The last 6 to 7 months, I've been trying to figure out how to make it in the world of Flesh and Blood, where it's not the tight-knit community that it was in the middle of the pandemic, and people have moved outside of their in-home COVID bubbles into the real world, and it's just a much different experience. So I want to say this is not the end of my conversations on Flesh and Blood. And patrons, I'm going to try to get you a little bit of a heads up. It's like tomorrow morning I'm posting this video. There's been a lot of behind the scenes and trying to figure all this stuff out very quickly this weekend. It's just been a weird thing. But from here, the channel is going to focus on the store. And it's going to focus on Magic the Gathering content. Now, this is not the end of my conversations on Flesh and Blood. I'm still going to have conversations about all the new TCGs, and I will still continue to talk about some of the hot button stuff in Flesh and Blood. But personally, myself, I am going to sell my collection, my investments in Flesh and Blood. And by selling my collection, the reason I am doing that is it's allowing me to take this opportunity to have some financial security in selling the collection for a year, so that as I take this risk of changing my YouTube channel and changing my profession really into different content, probably losing some patrons and probably losing a lot of community members and all the amazing patrons and supporters, by selling my collection, it allows me to have some financial security for a year as I try to figure out how to make this YouTube thing work without just Flesh and Blood. The Discord server is remaining, the Patreon's remaining. It's going to change up, and I'm super stoked to see how the dialogue changes and how the community can grow in a different direction. Events are still going to be hosted, and from that perspective, nothing will really change. The dialogue, I think, is still going to be a lot of fun. I still going to have Flesh and Blood channels, a lot of ability to continue to talk about the game and that stuff. I love the Kitchen Table TCG community, and I want to do everything that I can do to preserve that, and to just be able to relish in it a little bit more and not be so busy doing market updates and this, that, and the other thing. I don't get to truly enjoy the games that I'm talking about. So I'm not sure exactly what it's going to look like or how big it's going to be, but you know what? I'm going to be okay because I'm going to sell my collection and be able to fund my life for the next year if everything goes down and if it goes away. So the channel is going to focus on the other stuff, mainly Magic the Gathering, but also I'm going to continue to explore those other TCGs on the market. So the last big part of that is that the collection tracker for both Flesh and Blood and Metazoo is going to go away. I'm no longer going to do market update videos in that way. I may still talk about the market. We may still evaluate some of the market stuff, but the weekly market update videos and the collection tracker is going to go away and is going to be no more. You are more than welcome to, right now, patrons, if you're there, you are more than welcome to download it and save it onto your computer and add to it for yourself and change the values or do whatever you want to do with it. I would love for you to utilize that in order to make sure you have your collection or whatever. You'll definitely want to download it and then upload it as a new thing so that stuff goes away. But the week-to-week stuff is not going to update. That's both for Flesh and Blood and Metazoo as I try to figure out what my content looks like. What do I want to be known for in the TCG community? Some ideas of things I want to explore and have fun making content again. I just haven't been having fun making content. So things I want to say here. I want to say thank you so much for the support over the last 2 years. This has been an incredibly fun journey. Nearly 1.5 million views. Thank you so much for watching the content. Thank you so much for being here. Have all the videos been perfect? Of course not. Of course not. I've made mistakes. Making content's hard. It's hard, especially for somebody who wears their emotions on their sleeve and just kind of goes for it and just kind of hops in and talks. But I'm proud of everything. I'm proud of everything that I built. I'm proud of everything on this channel, and I'm excited for it. It's been the best roller coaster of my life doing this YouTube channel. I've talked about that a lot, where the ups and downs, the swings, the market moves, everything has been a roller coaster. And through the ups and downs, I've enjoyed trying to figure out how to find joy in what I'm doing continuously. And this is me trying to find joy in the YouTube channel again. And you know what? I wish Flesh and Blood all the best. I hope that the collection that I'm selling, shout out Min-Max Games, we're meeting up on Wednesday or Thursday this week, and so shout out to Min-Max Games for buying that collection. I hope that collection 10x's in the next year. I hope that the game takes off and skyrockets 100,000 new players this year. I hope all of the best. I wish all the best for Flesh and Blood. And to those of you who make content, thank you for your dialogue, and please continue that. Please share your takes and don't be afraid to speak your truths and your opinions. But I hope that I sold off way too early, and I hope that that you guys do great if you're going to continue to do that. But for me to find joy, I need to move on from that thing. So, may the zoo be with you. Season 2 is going to start on Friday. The podcast is going to change, and it's not going to be discussing Flesh and Blood. We're not going to touch that, but we are going to become, mainly a Magic the Gathering podcast. That will be the main beat of it, and then we're still going to talk about all the new TCGs that we're exploring. But Josh from Hometown TCG is going to join us on May the Zoo Be With You, as that becomes the kind of podcast for the channel. The reaction phase today on Hometown TCG, we're going to reminisce on Flesh and Blood's last 2 years of highlights and just reminisce on the good times in Flesh and Blood. And this will be the last episode of the reaction phase that I will be a part of. So, thank you for allowing me to pursue my dream of doing YouTube. And I'm going to continue this. I'm going to keep having fun with it. For some, this might be the end of your journey here. And I just want to say thank you for being around. For those of you who are going to stick with me, I'm really, really excited for the future of KitchenTableTCG. I'm really, really excited to try to grow into a new way, into a new endeavor, and into a new field. I'm really excited to share with you what's been happening at the local store and how I've been able to grow that. And I'm really excited about that side of this. I'm really excited to create some content for you. So, I hope that you'll remember to be kind to the people around you. Thank you so much to all the patrons and the support that you've given me in the last 2 years. And again, I wish you all the well, and I can't wait starting tomorrow to keep doing content for those of you who want to stick around on this channel. Remember to be kind to the people around you. We'll see you again next video.